Balancing government secrecy and transparency in covert operations. Exploring the challenges of government confidentiality and transparency in covert operations. Why secrecy matters and when public trust comes first. Balancing government secrecy and transparency in covert operations. You know, it's kind of fascinating how governments handle the tricky balance between keeping secrets and being transparent, especially when it comes to covert operations. I've often thought about this when scrolling through news stories about leaks or secret programs. On one hand, you have government classified information that absolutely needs to stay under wraps, for national security, for soldier safety, or just to keep adversaries in the dark. But on the other hand, there's the public's right to know what their government is doing. It's like walking a tightrope, and it's honestly kind of a tightrope that's been wobbling for decades. So, what exactly makes government information secrecy necessary? Well, think about intelligence missions or undercover activities. If details about those operations were out in the open, it could jeopardize lives or even ruin entire missions. For example, if the enemy knows when and where a covert agent is operating, or if their methods are compromised, it could have disastrous consequences. That's where government confidentiality just makes sense. But here's the catch. When secrecy goes too far, it turns into government document secrecy that hides things the public probably should know about. There have been cases where secret policies and actions have gone unchecked, sometimes leading to abuses of power or decisions that don't align with public interest. And that's when government transparency issues come roaring to the surface. One of the hardest parts of this is finding a middle ground. Governments need to protect certain sensitive information, yet they also have to be accountable to their citizens. Transparency isn't just about airing everything publicly. It's about ensuring that enough oversight exists so the balance doesn't tip towards abuse. Think of it like a dimmer switch rather than an on-off light. Some info only comes out to trusted bodies or oversight committees, while the rest is shared with the public in a way that protects security, but also builds trust. It's a razor-thin line to walk. When you deal with government secret policies, the stakes are high. For instance, intelligence agencies operate with a cloak of secrecy for a reason. But the same secrecy can cause confusion or fear when people suspect something shady might be happening behind closed doors. So how do governments maintain both trust and security? It's often through classified briefings to select lawmakers, internal checks, and whistleblower protections. Although, admittedly, whistleblowers also preoccupy headlines about government secrecy. If you're interested in how these themes play out in fiction, there's a really gripping psychological thriller called Hush, a psychological thriller of alien manipulation and deep state deceit. It creatively explores government secret policies, covert operations, and the tension between classified information and the public's right to know, all wrapped up in a suspenseful story. It's a wild ride through conspiracy and secrecy, and I really think anyone curious about these issues will enjoy how it raises questions about the balance of secrecy and transparency. You can buy now an ebook, print, or audio to get into the story and see these themes unfold in a totally engaging way. At the end of the day, balancing government secrecy with transparency isn't about choosing one or the other. It's about constant negotiation and vigilance, making sure that while secrets are kept for the right reasons, the public isn't left completely in the dark about actions that affect their lives and freedoms. It's messy, sometimes frustrating, and always evolving as the political climate and technology change. So next time you hear about leaked documents or secret government projects, think about the bigger picture. There's genuine need for government classified information, but also a real demand for accountability and clarity. That balance is what keeps both national security and democracy alive.